What's up, guys? It's Jeremy Borland here with Prolific Discs. I represent Team Cardinal Disc Golf on the Crimson team and Gateway Disc Sports as a team ambassador. Today, I want to talk about something that concerns me a little bit when I go to leagues, when I go to tournaments, and that is warm up routines. I see so many disc golfers who just show up and possibly putt a few times, maybe throw some up shots or something, a couple drives, but for the most part, that's about all they do before they play their round. And for me, coming from a competitive sports background, growing up playing soccer, I have always been involved in conditioning and lots of stretching and warm ups and cool downs for long distance running and stuff like that. So one of the things that I think is overlooked a lot in disc golf is the use of the band. This is probably the cheapest, most efficient way, safest way to get a little quick warm up stretching routine in before your round. You can get these bands for $10 a set on Amazon. No particular one, just find one. There's 1,000 different ones. Um, But this all kind of came from my experience playing disc golf. I first started out as a predominantly forehand player, and I found quickly that, especially playing in tournaments or long rounds with really, really long holes where you're throwing a lot of full power shots, you're going to end up throwing your arm out if you're throwing 60 forehands in a round or something. So what I did was I started looking back at pitcher, baseball pitcher warm up routines and things like that to keep those different levers and different muscle groups warmed up throughout my round. And one of the most important things I found too is to continually stretch throughout the round, especially if there's multiple rounds, stretch between the rounds, because when you cool down and eat lunch and then you go back out 30, 45 minutes later and start to throw again, your body's cooled down. So you need to warm up those muscles. So here's a quick little routine I like to do before my round. Just really simple. I take the band. I like to use the red one. It's not the strongest one, maybe a step down. And I just go over the back like an old baseball bat stretch. So this is something that pitchers do that really targets the between the shoulder blades. It gets them really warmed up, and you want to go down as far as you can. I found kind of the sweet spot is right here. If I just go up about that high and down that far, and just keep kind of repeating that motion until I feel like those muscle groups are warmed up. And once they feel warmed up after about 30, 45 seconds, I'll kind of stop, take it back up, slow down, just be smooth with it, kind of go over your head, go back down like the old baseball bat routine, you know. I've seen variations of it where people kind of do it like around, you know, they kind of pull their shoulder out and pull it back in. There's different things you can do with it, but for me, I just kind of take it back, go up and down a few times, and you'll really feel it pulling in the shoulder and pulling in those back muscles. And once they feel kind of fatigued, you're pretty well good to go. You can also do some external rotations, especially if you're a backhand player and you're trying to get that extra pop at the end of your throw. This seems to really help, but you always want to do it balanced and kind of go the other direction with it, not just work one side. Um, One of the other things I've found that was really effective for me doing the forehand, with the forehand issue of throwing your arm out over and over again, was the pitcher warm ups. And they're really simple. So, you're going back to like regular calisthenics, like arm circles and stuff, but it's more like a repetition like this. You want to do these, you want to do these, and you just need to do it like 10 to 20 times before you throw your first forehand. just some cross arms. And what you're doing is you're slightly hyperextending those muscles. You're stretching them out. So when you hyperextend them, you're not pulling anything and injuring yourself further. So get yourself some bands, guys. Do a warm up routine. Nothing major. Something simple. Just increase the amount of rounds you can get in. Increase your flexibility. Increasing your athleticism. It's always a positive in this game, guys. So thanks a lot. Stay tuned, guys.